Payasos y Pendejadas Podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PYP Boxing. We have our Red Owl edition with BoxFest 10 with Thanjhae Teasley.
Yeah, Thanjhae Teasley.
Thanjhae Teasley is 10-0, number 41 in the USA at welterweight. He will be showcasing his skills on Red Owl September the 6th on the zone against Selassie Bey, who's number 29 in the world, and he's 8-0. Thanjhae Teasley, man, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. Relaxed.
Introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are and where you're from.
Hello, I'm Thanjhae Teasley. From the East Coast, from Pennsylvania. I don't know. I'm just me. I don't really know what else to explain. To be honest, I'm me.
So you're from the East Coast. You're from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yes sir.
Most of your fights have been in Bethlehem and Allentown.
Yeah, over in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I had 2 fights in Philly at the 2300 Arena.
Okay, man. Listen, you're going up against Salassie Bey, who's number 29. He's 8-0, and he's got 8 knockouts, man. Dangerous guy. Do you know anything about your opponent?
I mean, only from what I was able to find on film on YouTube, but other than that, I just know he's another undefeated opponent. He has 8 knockouts. That's good for him. And I'm just ready to entertain. I'm just ready for the fight. I mean, I don't look too much into my opponents besides watching film, so I can study, look at different things I need to look at, and understand and pull up with a game plan. But he has his life. I have my life. I'm really just worried about what I have to do because it really is me versus me. And I'm sure you can say the same about him.
How do you feel about fighting on Red Owl? Red Owl is known for putting difficult matchups together. So obviously this is going to be a difficult one, and it's on a big stage. A lot of people watch Red Owl Box Fest because of the talent that they put together. And usually you have a great fight. How do you feel like being on a big stage like Red Owl and the Zone on Friday night?
I feel ready. I feel prepared. I mean, it's at first I was extremely excited. Like as in, I was like, oh snap, this is really happening, and I still am extremely excited. But I'm understanding. And I'm just overall grateful now. I'm grateful, and I understand that I'm at where I'm at for a reason. I only just started boxing just about a couple years ago, and I've already been blessed by God to be able to do what I'm doing and to be where I'm being, and also just working extremely hard, as long as with my team as well too. It's not just myself. It's a lot of people that work into this. A lot of people don't understand that boxing, it may be a very, very, very lonely sport, but it's only as lonely as you make it because you always got people around you. You have God with you, and when you're inside the ring, you have all the people that support you with you in spirit, even if they're not there physically. So it is a lonely sport, but you do have a whole team you have to set up together. You work together as a squad.
How did this come about? How did you start fighting? Why did you start fighting at such a late age?
Started not even just fighting. I started boxing at about 2019, 2020 in Utah because I moved out to California in 2017 from over here for college for football and track, and then also just for a new lifestyle. And then there was certain things that had happened where I was set back for a minor set. I got 2 different counts of food poisoning and a stomach virus. And then besides that, there was a lot of stuff that was happening as well mentally and other disclosed information that was just going on. And I was in a bad spot, a bad place, and I left my environment for multiple different reasons so I can go into a better environment. And I was in a better environment, but it was also my own fault for getting into certain areas where I allowed myself into the wrong environments. Overall, I ended up being surrounded by people that I love, that I call my family to this day, and we all ended up being able to share our lives together, and we still do share our lives together, just from a distance. And
Mm-hmm.
it was also opening and awakening. I feel like it was awakening to know what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to fight since I was younger. And I always did used to fight. I used to street fight, but it's totally different from boxing. You feel me? But
Yeah.
yeah, my best friend Jonathan, he's also a current boxer as well. His name is Jonathan Rodriguez. He's number 4 in the bantamweight division in the world, and he's been telling me to box since he was young, and I just never, I never pursued it. I was always in other athletics and just fighting outside. He was inside the ring fighting. I was fighting literally right outside of the gym. But
Any nervousness?
no, actually, like, so at first, I mean, there are some nerves, of course. It's good to be nervous. There ain't nothing to be. It's good to face fearlessness out, honestly, because there ain't no reward without risk sometimes, and I can't sit there and not take a risk if I need to. And it's only the fight can only be as hard as I make it for myself. Same thing way the fight's only gonna be as hard as he makes it for himself as well. So it can go either way. We're both undefeated, but that's when it comes down to not only just strength, it comes down to IQ as well. And I understand he's been boxing for a lot longer for myself, but I fought other people as well who've been boxing since they were children. And I may have not been boxing since I was a child, but I've been fighting. I understand certain amount. I know what I have to do, and as long as I stick to the game plan, I do what I have to do, and I cooperate with myself. I'm calm. I fight my best fight. Then no matter the outcome, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
No matter the outcome, I know I'm gonna do good.
Let's. Do you follow the sport?
Oh
And it's
yeah, yeah,
particularly your division.
yeah. No, I love the sport. Even before I
Okay.
started boxing myself, I used to watch it all the time. I always had a respect and I had a love for boxing all the time.
Talk to me about who your favorite fighters were coming up. Who basically motivated you? Who was your guy? Who was your guy?
True. I
And
was
if there
I
was
was
multiple, name multiple.
All right, yeah, I would say there's definitely multiple. So the first and foremost one, of course, it's pretty cliche for almost every boxer, Muhammad Ali. But
Hmm.
Sugar Ray Robinson was really that was number one for me. I used to love watching Sugar Ray Robinson on YouTube, watching his old videos and how he used to box because I used to dance as well. And the way he boxes, he doesn't just box regularly. It's literally like an art. His boxing, his style is like an art. Same with Sugar Ray Leonard as well. I also love watching Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, a lot of technical fighters, but also like what's his name? What's his name? Willie Pep. He's good for
Mm.
footwork wise. I used to love Lomachenko when he was first coming up and everything. And then besides just those people, you got Joe Calzaghe. Joe Calzaghe was a dog. And
Hmm.
of course, you know if you mention Joe Calzaghe, you gotta mention Roy Jones Jr. Of course, who
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and now there's so many dang
So
boxers
many.
like
Yeah. So you
Bernard
are a student.
Hopkins,
You're a
Lennox
student.
Lewis. There's
Hmm.
there's Orlando Canizales, Salvador Sanchez,
And you got
Ricardo
a, yeah,
Lopez.
you got a lot
Yeah,
of idols.
yeah,
You got a lot of good fans. No, a lot of good dudes. A good list there, man. Listen, your division had a pretty good shakeup. You had, I guess, Crawford leave his WBO, and now they named Brian Norman
yeah.
the
I think.
champion. So they moved him from interim champion, and the WBO made him world champion without fighting anybody. How do you feel about those situations? He's just handed a world title. He didn't have to fight anybody. Would you like to get a title like that, or would you feel a little bit? I wanted to fight somebody for it.
Now I would want to fight somebody for the title. I mean, if it was to happen, it happens. I mean, it's something that he's gonna have to defend the title either way.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
So
defend it.
once he has the defense under his belt, he could definitely say that he fought for the title. Cause I can't speak for him because I'm not in that position. And
Yeah.
either way, I'm sure either way it's still a blessing. He must be happy, even if he didn't get to fight for it. He could be happy. So whatever's going on with him is going on with him, and I'm happy for him. At least he named a champion. Same with like Jerron Ennis. When people were trying to talk on Jerron Ennis when he first got one of his titles, they were saying like, oh, he was handed for him when he got it from Terence. Nah, Jerron's a dog. He been deserved the title, and
Yeah.
I'm happy for Jerron as well. And look what he just did his last fight. And there's always gonna be people that are talking. So who
Yeah.
cares? Like it really
Great
don't matter.
answer. Great answer.
Yeah, external forces really don't matter.
Great answer. Well, now you know that your welterweight division is wide open. Does that motivate you even more? Because you got now it's wide open. You got Barrios over here. You got Norman over here. You've got quite a few champions around there. You're at 10-0. Does that motivate you and make you feel like you can reach a title quicker?
I mean, shoot. Whenever the title comes, the title's gonna come. Right now, I'm just focused on the task ahead. I'm focused on September 6th, and then after that happens, I'm focused on the next task. The championship will come when it comes, and I'm understanding that right now I'm in position because I'm blessed, and I also worked hard for it. So whenever it happens, it happens. I'm not gonna pay attention to what they're doing right now, and overall, I'm just happy for everybody. I'm not an envious person, so I know
Right.
my time will happen when it happens.
And you're patient as well. That's great.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you since you started kind of late? Did you at least get to get some type of amateur background, even if it was open?
Yeah, actually, I had 15 amateur fights. The funny thing is, I took my first amateur fight after like like 5 or 6 days of training. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was anxious to get in there. 'Cause I knew as an amateur, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna matter, but it's not gonna matter too much, especially when I turn pro. But one of the accolades I do have is that when I moved to Pennsylvania, I became in the open class. I was the open class Golden Glove state champion, open elite class. So
Wow.
that was and that was my first ever Golden Glove championship that I ever participated in. So it felt good to win that, and it felt pretty cool. I remember when I first when it first happened, I was just sitting there like, yeah, all right, what's next now? Who are we fighting next? What's going on? What's next? I'm and one of the things building into this camp that I've been working on is my mental aspect. And I've been understanding just to stay patient instead of just sitting there, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's this? What's that? To start to embrace the moment, and then after I embrace it, then move on to what's next. For me, I'm making a little progress, so I'm like, all right, 5 minutes into the moment, all right, cool. All right, what's next now? You feel me?
Yeah. But
Well,
last couple of questions here. Um, Once again, this is Red Owl Boxing. This is the zone. I mean, you're gonna have Sean Porter out there. You're gonna have probably Jay Prince Jr. out there, one of the biggest managers in the game. Drake's freaking guy. You're probably gonna have Shakur. You're gonna have all the guys from Jay Prince. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of people, a lot of eyes on you. It's the zone. What does it mean to you?
to me, honestly, it's another day in the office. I mean, whoever's looking, whoever's spectating, then the biggest thing is that you're saying all those people are gonna be there. Right now, I'm focused on the fight, but afterwards, I'm gonna want to ask them for some advice and information. To be
Mhm.
honest, like I'm gonna that's the biggest thing. I want to learn as much as I can, and see right away. I already know exactly. If I had the chance to talk to the first thing I'm doing, I'm saying hello, congratulating them on the success, and then from right there, right away, I'm asking for advice. I already know what I'm gonna do. I already know exactly how it's gonna go, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak on that right now. Yet again, I'm just really focused on this fight. When I'm inside the ring, every single time I get inside the ring, the crowd, I don't pay attention to the crowd. I just focus on my opponent, focus on the game plan, stay calm, stay as calm as I
Yeah.
can, and just do my job.
It's a beautiful little small arena, man. It's beautiful. I don't know if you know this, but it is the only stadium in America that is for boxing. That
Yeah, I did my
boxing ring
research on it.
never goes up, never goes down. It's strictly for boxing. That ring is there all year long.
Yeah,
OTX has been there. A lot of people. Yeah, it's a really great place, man, and it's getting some historical vibes there. Last question for you. Selassie Bang Bay. Anything you want to say to him? Anything you want to say to your opponent?
respect to getting where you're at, but we don't see each other on fight night. The contract signed. It's all straight business, all just straight business, nothing personal. Whatever happens, happens, and have a good show. Bring your best, so I can
All right.
perform my best.
All right, Thanjhae Tiger Teasley 10-0, looking to make it 11-0. Say to your fans. Anything you want to say to your fans?
Hey, to everybody that's out there supporting, I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all really do push me a lot. Yet again, like I said earlier, it's a very lonely sport, but at the same time, I know y'all are there in spirit. God bless everybody, and whatever happens that night, we gonna find out what happens. But just know, I'm planning on winning. That's the outcome. So y'all have a great night. God bless. Stay dangerous.
All right, guys, we will see you September the 6th, the Zone Red Owl Boxing in Houston, the Owl's Nest, and we are going to have a big show. Somebody's has got to go. We'll see you there.
Have a good one.